part of my normal recycling procedure, I'm going to adjust this piece of wood so that it works for what I need. And to do that, I'm going to take this marking gauge, run it along the edge of the board, and make a nice little line that I can follow with my rip saw. This is a 5 points per inch rip saw. Pretty aggressive, but most of the time for a finished edge, I'm going to want to rip it off and then plane it. So 5 points per inch really isn't a problem. This is called a thumb hole rip saw. The reason being that you put your thumb through that hole, take your normal 3-fingered grip, one finger out past the end of the saw, thumb through that hole, and go to town. A shooting board would be ideal for this. Don't have one yet. Need to make one. Haven't done it. But there's a lot of things ahead of me I'll have fun making. And you guys can watch me while I learn how to do it. Well, it's been 2 days, and the glue is dried. We'll remove the clamps. We'll get ready to mount it on the wall. The thing to do is to mark on the shelf where the screws are going to go. Right there. And right there. That's the center line spacing of that shelf. Easiest way to find that is mark the left-hand edge of both. That way, the center line is going to be directly in between those two marks. Now all I have to do is mark and drill the center line of this so that when I fasten that up to the studs, the shelf will be secure and we'll be able to set the vacuum cleaner hoses right on top of this. To make room for the new bracket, I have to move this bracket up. There's a song that kind of explains how that works. It's called "There's a Hole in the Bucket." But I won't sing it for you because it's long and it's boring. But if you want to look it up, you're more than welcome. I'm not usually all that fussy about how things go, but if you make the top piece come out right, that lets you work off of that top piece to make all the rest of them right. Ah, perfect. Doesn't happen often, but it happens. I made this clamp rack many years ago, and one of the things that I've discovered is you can never have too many clamps, but you can have too small a clamp rack. Every time I go to a swap meet or flea market, I look and see if they have any clamps. Because I like clamps. It allows me to do temporary setups. These are all the old antique clamps. Why do I keep antique clamps? Because I can? Because I like them? Don't really need a reason. Just do it. It is kind of nice to keep them separated, so I'm taking this opportunity to get them organized a little better than what they were. And I think I'm going to need to add another clamp rack. Job for another day. Okay, if I level this shelf up and set it so it goes right there, that'll let me hang the tubes all on there. And the nozzles should go out here on the end without any problem. I need is a drill big enough to what I need now is a pilot drill. With a screw. I just want to have a hole that this screw will pass through so it doesn't tighten onto this. It only tightens into the 2x4 that it goes into. Since this is a rough mark, all I'm doing is choking up on the pencil to the part where I want to have it marked, and I use that as a marking gauge and mark both places. Now I just have to drill the holes. Set the drill on high speed. Line it up with the mark, load to start, on through. Same thing here. Slow to start. I have the mark here. It shows a level. Tap that down till the two level marks line up. All set.